So in this lesson, we're going to take a look at guitar tablature and learn how to understand and read it. Now the good news is tablature is very easy to comprehend, even if you have no clue how to read traditional sheet music. It's literally just a map that shows you where to put your fingers on the fretboard. So let's begin. Tablature consists of 6 horizontal lines that represent the 6 strings on the guitar, with the lowest note, the bottom E string, on the bottom, and the highest note, the top E string, on the top. Now just imagine a guitar facing you, lying on its side like this, with the neck of the guitar pointing to the left. Now if I superimpose the tablature on top of the neck, you'll see exactly how these 6 tablature lines represent the strings on the guitar. Lowest string on bottom, highest string on top. Okay, so now that we understand how we're oriented, what do those little numbers on the lines mean? Well, we already know that the lines tell us which string we're on, so those numbers simply tell you what fret you need to push down to create that note. So for example, here we see numbers 0 and 4, both of which are on the 5th line or the 5th string. By the way, anytime you see a 0, that means that you don't have to push down a fret. So 0 simply represents open strings. In this case, I'll play the 5th string open. The next note is also on the 5th string, but this time we can see that it's on the 4th fret. So we'll play this note. Okay, now you'll notice that we're on the 4th line, or the 4th string, and the next number we see is 2, so I'll play the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Now the next note is also on the 4th string, but this time it's at the 4th fret, so we'll play this note. Our next 3 notes are all played on the 4th string, so let's play the 5th fret, the 4th fret, and the 2nd fret. Now let's drop back down to the 5th string and play the 4th fret, and then back to the 5th string open. Okay, so now let's play through what we've just learned. It should sound like this. Now, you'll notice that the next thing that we see are a lot of numbers across different strings all stacked on top of each other. And that simply means that we should play them all at the same time by strumming them like a chord. So taking a closer look, we've got an open 5th string here. Then you'll notice that the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings are all played on the 2nd fret. Usually when you see several numbers on top of each other like that, all on the same fret, it means that you should bar those notes. So in this case, I'll go ahead and bar the 2nd fret, making sure that the 5th string can still be played as an open note. And then to complete this chord, all I have to do is play the 1st string, 3rd fret, in conjunction with all of the notes that I'm barring here on the 2nd fret. So when you play them all together, it should sound like this. Okay, so tablature is a great way to learn exactly which notes to play, but you'll notice it doesn't give you any indicator as to how long you should hold notes or when you should pause. To be honest, it's fairly rare to try and learn a song with tablature if you've never heard it, so most people usually already have the timing in their head. They just need the tablature as guidance on how to make the notes. Now one thing that does help with timing are these vertical bars you see every so often. They also help you reference where you are in the song. Now these indicate measures of the song. So for example, this is the 1st measure, this is the 2nd measure, this is the 3rd, and this is the 4th measure. And most songs have 4 beats in each measure. Now some tablature comes with a traditional music notation or sheet music as well, which can help you figure out the timing of the song. In traditional sheet music or music notation, you'll notice 2 numbers on top of each other at the beginning of the line. These numbers tell you what the timing of the song will be, which is also known as the time signature. So for example, you'd count a 4/4 time signature like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats in each measure. So since each measure has 4 beats, this is what it would look like when you're counting measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. So if the tablature that you're trying to read has the sheet music and you already understand how to read sheet music and count notes like quarter notes and half notes, then you'll know exactly how long to hold them. Now I'm not going to be teaching how to read sheet music in this lesson because, to be quite honest, there really isn't much of a need for it with a guitar. Between chord charts, tablature, and ultimately your ear, you should be able to learn to play just about anything you want. But I did think it's important to show that sometimes sheet music will be coupled with tablature. In fact, it is in all of these lessons. Okay, so now let's take a look at a few other symbols that you're going to run across when reading tablature. The first is this little arrow pointing up with the word full above it. When you see these in tablature, all they mean is that you have to bend that string so that the pitch goes up a full step. So in this example, the first note is on the 3rd string, 5th fret, and I need to bend that string up a full step. Well, a full step is always just 2 frets on the guitar. So this note would need to bend until it's playing this note, which is 2 full frets higher. Now what you're trying to do is you're trying to bend this string until it hits the correct pitch. Which can be a little bit tricky in the beginning, especially on an acoustic guitar. Bending strings on an electric is much easier than bending on an acoustic, and that's mainly because of the tension and the thickness of the strings on the acoustic. Now another symbol that you'll see from time to time looks like this. This little bridge-looking icon between 2 notes means that you have to hammer on or pull off these notes. So in this example, I'm hammering on between the 3rd and 4th fret on the 3rd string so that it sounds like this. Now, even though this symbol is exactly the same, this represents a pull-off because you're going from a higher fret to a lower fret on the same string. So it would look like this. Now, if you want more detail on hammer-ons and pull-offs, be sure to watch that video in the beginner guitar course.